Hello, Yasmin.
Well,
How are you? You are the only one today. What are you gonna
I,
do today?
I don't know. I think Neil will join now because we just talked. Yeah, she's here.
Really? And that's why you are joining?
No, we joined. I joined to another reason, but
Hmm. Did you go to school today, Yasmin?
online school. Yeah,
Online. Online? How about when will you
well,
go to the campus?
we probably won't because the COVID situation here is kind of bad. So school's been canceled, like real
Re-
school.
Really? Is closed now again?
Yeah, it's closed.
All schools in Baku or only your school?
I'm not sure about the rest of the schools, but I'm pretty sure that ours did close, but I'm pretty sure the rest also did.
Hmm. Fikriye, how about your school?
My school is also closed.
When did they close? This week?
Uh, I don't know actually, but I think today. Today they decided that they will close.
Oh my gosh. Everywhere the situation is getting worse again.
Yes, because of a British coronavirus, the new type of coronavirus.
Hmm.
Yes, there's a new coronavirus. That's why. It's not only because of that. It's because when they opened schools, like when before this, when they opened schools, the COVID started being more and more because all schools, some teachers, even in our school, one teacher got COVID or two probably
Hello.
teachers or one, but those teachers were from like lower grades. They weren't our grade, so they closed, like they didn't close our school, but they closed that grade. So like it was like I'm sure it was second grade teacher that got COVID in our school, so they closed it, and more and more people got COVID since then. That's why they closed it, and also because people now say that, I'm not sure if it's true or false. People say that there's a new British COVID. It's not COVID. It's just British type of COVID, something like that, similar to COVID. They say.
I see. I see. Actually, in general now, in most part of the world, again, the situation is getting worse, and the new cases are increasing. Unfortunately, what can we do? So
In
actually, you are.
Azerbaijan,
Huh? Say again.
in Azerbaijan, it's really weird because the COVID first, there was no COVID, the COVID was really little. Then it got higher, then it got less. Then they opened school because it was not that high, and then it got higher, and then it got less again since there was,
Hello.
and now it's getting higher again because of this new COVID. But now I think it's getting lower actually. I'm not sure.
Mm,
It's getting every single day higher, lower, higher, lower.
I see. Yeah, actually, what
And
can we do,
COVID,
Neil? Our top priority is our health, because if you are not feeling well, we cannot do anything, and that's why. Let's see. Now, really, we should be careful and stay away from strangers. Anyway, I think you are students, you are staying all home. And also we adults,
yes.
anyway, we have to go out for shopping or for some stuff. And I don't know, it's like a ghost city now, you don't see people much. If you go to even shopping mall, only a few people walking around. That's strange.
Everyone
Okay.
wears masks, but out of this town, not a lot of people wear masks out of this town.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. And we hope everything will be better, and it will go away soon from us. What can we do? It's very interesting. It is very unusual epidemic, right? It's pandemic, let's say, and the whole world actually suffering from this. And okay, guys, let's continue. So whatever it is, we should not stop learning. Learning must be a part of our life, but sometimes we may get bored, we may get tired. That's also very normal. So at the time, if you get bored, we need to have some rest and refresh ourselves, and after that, get back to this. Because we are studying here, we are learning here. Let's say something, you are going to school, you have other classes, you are reading a book, you learn from your parents, from your friends, from your teachers. Actually, we can learn from a lot of people. But usually learning is a part of our life. It's not we are going to achieve something after that I stop learning. No, we will learn until the end of our life, right? Every time. But don't you just say to yourself that, okay, oh my gosh, what a stupid mistake I make again. What a stupid mistake I make again. And by doing mistakes, we are learning, right? So because we are humans, we are not like animals. For example, they are born and they know how to swim, they know how to walk, they know how to eat. But we humans, when we are born, even we don't know how to drink milk, we don't know how to eat, we don't know how to walk. Well, just walking, it takes 2 years. Even holding a pencil, it takes maybe 2, 3 years. And solving very simple questions, Shamil, it takes how many years? Maybe 5, 10 years, right? Anyway, guys, let's continue. As you know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks left to Sasmo, and let's continue practicing these questions, okay? So last time we started this, and hopefully today we will finish these questions. 2015 P6. All right, this one actually 2015 paper. So how many questions we solve here? Just why it is 2014, I don't understand. It must be 2015. Anyway, we just change a few of them. Okay. All right. I think we did questions until 15. That's the last question we did in the last class. So we will continue from here. As you know, the first 15 questions, they are multiple choice questions. And the last 10 questions, they are short, let's say, open-ended questions or short answer required questions. That means that you need to solve and write your answer. And also in Sasmo, your answer must be 100% correct. Otherwise, you will just get zero. Okay, now let's continue. Fikriya, can you read the first question and tell us
Yes.
how we can do this question?
Okay. The product of two numbers is 1000. Neither of the two numbers has a 10 as a factor. Find the difference of these two numbers.
Did we do a similar question before, Fikriya? Do you remember?
Yes. It's the same question.
The same question. So the only way to write this 1000 is, what is it? 8 times 125, right? That is actually 2 cubed times 5 cubed. So those numbers are 8 and 125. As I say here, 8 is not divisible by 10. 125 is not divisible by 10. So the your difference at the time will be 125 minus 8. That's equal to 117. And how about if they ask this question? How about if it is 10,000, right? 10,000, again, here we have 4 zeros. At the time, I can write it as 2 to the power of 4 and 5 to the power of 4. What is 2 to the power of 4? That is 16. And 5 to the power of 4, 625. So actually, sometimes they may ask to find the difference, or they may ask the sum of the numbers. So at the time, just we need to find the difference of these numbers or the sum of these numbers. And how about, for example, even if they ask 100,000, right? Again, I can just write it as 2 because here we have 5 zeros to the power of 5, and here we have 5 to the power of 5. What is 2 to the power of 5? That's equal to 2 times 2 times 2. 2 is multiplied by itself 5 times. That's equal to 32. And how about 5? 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, that is 5 to the power of 4, that is 625. If you multiply this by 5 again, that's equal to 3125. So that means that we need to find the sum of these two numbers or the difference of these two numbers. So here the answer to this question is 107. Next question. Neil, read the question.
Okay. Given that 4 means 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, 24, find the number of the consecutive zeros at the end of 14.
Okay. Did you understand the question?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let me give you 1.5 minutes. Think and tell me the answer. After that, we will discuss. Okay, I will ask more similar question. Let's see. Yeah, 1.5 minutes. Find the number of consecutive zeros at the end of 14 factorial.
Is it 1?
No,
Then 3?
I have a
no,
question. Uh,
yes.
may you? What does consecutive mean?
Consecutive means one followed by another, right? Like for example, let's say our
Okay.
answer is 503020000. So these zeros are consecutive zeros. Between them, we don't have any number. But these zeros are not consecutive because this zero is not followed by another zero. It's followed by 3. So if you just multiply these 14 numbers, right? How many zeros there will be at the end of this multiplication? This consecutive means so that it doesn't actually contain any number except for 0.
So we have to find
No.
what's gonna be the. Isn't it
The
0? Or
number of zeros. When you just multiply out the first 14 natural numbers, how many zeros there will be, will there be at the end of this multiplication?
Is it 2?
Yes, Fikriye, it is 2. Why?
Because we are multiplying some numbers, and then, like, for example, 4 by let's say, no, 5 by 2, and it will give us 10, and also there is a 10. So when we combine them, it will be 2 zeros.
Okay, very good. Because now let me just actually write for the first time. I'm going to ask a different question after that. So here, what do we mean by 14 factorial, right? Let's say this 14 factorial, that's equal to 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6, and continue. I have here 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? So when we multiply number or numbers, how do we actually obtain 0, right? To have for the number to have 0 at the end of it, right, it must be multiplied by 10. And we have a lot of 2's right here. We have a lot of 2's, but to have 10 here, we need to multiply 2 by 5. So since the number of 5 is less than the number of 2's, just we need to count until 14 how many multiples of 5, or how many, let's say, multiples of 5 do we have. So as you see here, from here, I have 1, right? And in 10 also, I have another 5. As I say here, for example, if I multiply 5 by 2, it is 10, right? And here also we have 10. That means that I'm multiplying 100 by some number. That means that the last 2 digits of this number, it will be zeros. So how many digits? Actually, how many zeros? It is 2. Shamil, did you understand?
Yes,
Are you sure?
yes.
If you understood, I ask you another question. The same question. And how about if I ask you, for example, 57 factorial? How many zeros, how many consecutive zeros are there at the end of 57 factorial? 57 factorial means the first 57 natural numbers are multiplied, right? Guys, you have 1.5 minutes. Just a minute. Okay, any answer? Neil, Shamil, Fikriye, Ayhan? Hello.
I think 10.
10.
No, 11.
11.
Yes.
Okay. Shamil, how about
Is it
you?
7?
Fikriye, you said 7?
7 or 8, I don't know.
No. Now, if you just count it, just we need to find multiples of 5, right? Here I have 5, multiply. Here we have 10, and here we have 15, right? And continue until here we have 55 times 56 times 57. So what are the multiples of 5 here? Here we have in 5, we have 1 5, and here we have 10 and 15 and 20, 25 and 30, 35. I'm just writing for the first time, but of course you should not write like this. And 40 and 45, and here we have 50 and 55. So if I multiply 5 by 2, I have here 1 5, right? In 10, I have 1 5. Here we have 1 5. And here 20, we have 1 5. But 25, I have 2 5s because that's equal to 5 times 5. So in 30, I have 1 5, 35, 1, 41, 45, we have 1 5. How about 50? 50, we can write it as 2 times 5 times 5, which means that because if you multiply 50 by 2, it is 100. 100 has 2 zeros. So here also we have 2 zeros. 55, 11 times 5, only 1. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So how many zeros? There will be 13 zeros at the end of 57 factorial. Okay, Fikriye, did you understand?
Yes, thank you.
If yes, I ask you the last question. Okay. And how about 126 factorial? How many zeros are there? How many consecutive zeros are there at the end of this multiplication? 1 minute and 40 seconds. Ayhan, your answer is very close, but you said 10, 11, but it's 13. Let's see. I hope we can get the correct answer here. As you see here, the import, what is it? The idea behind this is you need to find how many 5s are there in this multiplication, right? That gives us the number of zeros at the end of this multiplication. Any answer? Ayhan, Fikriye, Nil, Shamil, Nazlı.
$29.
No, more than that. Fikriya, do you have any answer?
No.
Okay. Okay, Ayhan, I don't know how you count this. I think you just count, but you
Teacher,
didn't. Yes.
30, 30.
Ayhan, 31. Okay, because here we have just count 5 and 10 and 15 and until, what is it, 125, right? So now after that, I will just also separate. How many fives do we have here? Here I have this one 125 is, it is 5 times 25, right? So here we have 25 multiples of 5. And after that, I will just separate which numbers has two fives. Like here we have 25, and here we have 50, and here we have 75, and 100, and 125. Because 25 multiplied by 4, it has two zeros. So here we have two zeros. And 50 multiplied by 2, again, it gives us two zeros. And this one also two zeros. And also this one, two zeros. But 125, we know that that's equal to 5 times 5 times 5. If you multiply by 8, we know that it is 1,000. Actually, it has three zeros. So now already we have counted one, right? From here we have additional 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So that's equal to 5 plus 1. That's equal to 6. So here we have 25 plus 6. Altogether, there will be 31 zeros at the end of this product. Okay, Ayhan, can you see this 125? I think you counted as 2. Actually, it has three zeros. Okay, let's move to the next question. Shamil, read the question.
Jerry drives 2,000 kilometers during the trip. He rotates the tires, 4 tires on the car and one spare tire, so that each tire has been used for the same distance at the end of the trip. How many kilometers are covered by each tire?
All right, how many kilometers are covered by each tire? Okay, let me just think. Tire. Okay, guys, actually, we know what is a tire, right? When you are traveling for a long distance, usually we always keep one spare tire, one additional tire, or let's say one extra tire at the back of the car. Because if one tire actually has a problem, or let's say, how to say, anyway, if something happens to one tire, we can just replace it with the one that is at the back of the car. We call this spare tire. Okay, but in this question, it's saying that he rotates the tires, 4 tires on the car and one spare tire, so that each tire has been used for the same distance at the end of the trip. How many kilometers are covered by each tire? Okay, and read the question one more time if possible. Think, okay, and we will discuss this after 2 minutes. That's a bit what is it, challenging question, but if you understand the question, it's not so hard. Let's see. Fikriya, did you understand the question?
Yes, of course.
Very good. Shamil, how about you? Mr. Shamil?
I'm not done.
I mean, did you understand the question, Shamil?
Yes.
Good. Guys, do you have any answer? Fikriye, Neil, Shamil, Ayhan?
I think that it's not so easy, but I got the answer 500. But I think it's not incorrect.
Okay. Fikriye, let's do this together, okay? Because here, what
I
is it?
did not really find the answer because I do not really understand that clearly. I don't think so because if I understood it, I could find the answer.
Yeah, it's okay, Neil, because it's really very nice question and it has real life application in our daily life. Actually, we just apply this problem, the solution of this problem to our life. Because why? For example, you have a car, right? Let's say you have a car and it has four tires, right? Here, one is here, one is here, one is here, and one is here. And we always carry one extra one at the back because if something happens to one of these tires, we can just immediately replace this, right? But here, this guy is a smart guy. Maybe actually he's a participated in Sasmo Olympiad. That's why he's smart. And he wants to use each tire for equal distance so that each tire is, how to say, used or let's say damaged the same at the same amount. All right. So that means suppose that let me just number these tires. Okay, that one is the first tire, and this one is the second tire, and this one is the third tire, and number four, number five. All right. So we know that the distance, right, that's equal to 2,000 kilometers, and from A to B. Okay. So now he starts his journey. All right. First, he's going to use, let's say, let me just write only number. He's going to use number one, number two, number three, and number four. So number five is extra. It's not being used. So now he's traveling with these four tires and he travels some distance. And after that, he stops. Now he changes because it says that he rotates, right? So he changed number five with number one. So now he's using number five and two and three, four. Now one is not being used here. It is at the back of the car. Again, he travels some distance. All right. Again, he stops. Okay. And again, he changes. But now this time he will change because what this means now he will change it with the next tire. So now he will actually use five, one, and three, four. Number two is not being used. It's at the back. So again, he travels another some distance here. Again, he will change. Now he will change number three with a spare one. So that is here five, one, and two, four. Now three is at the back. Okay. So now he will travel a little bit again. Okay. Now he will change the last tire four. So now he's using five, one, two, and three, and four is at the back. And after that, he traveled, right, again, and he reached the destination. So as you see here, 2,000 kilometers, right? How many intervals do we have here? So here we have the first interval 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So what is the length of one interval? Is equal to 2000 is divided by 5. That's equal to 400, right? And number 2, for example, if you notice here, with for example, just like with number 1, for example, this number 1 is used here for the first interval, and it's used for the third interval and the fourth and fifth interval. How many times is it used? 4 times, right? And actually every number is used 4 times. For example, 3, let me just show you 3 here. For example, 3, it is used here, it is used here, it is used here, and it's used here, right? Again, also 4 times, also 5, 4 times. So each tire, right, the question is how many kilometers are covered by each tire? By each tire, 4 intervals. The length of one interval is 400. So actually that's equal to 1,600 kilometers. So one tire, every tire is used for 1,600 kilometers of a distance. Neil, did you understand a little bit?
Yes.
Fikriye, how about you?
So.
Me too.
So.
Like,
Okay. That's a little bit challenging question. Guys, let's continue. That's why this question 18. It is not that. Anyway, if you just practice one more time, you will understand. Okay. Whose turn is it? Nazlı. Nazlı, can you read the question?
Yes, I can. Jane is at the road junction with 4 possible roads to her friend's house, but she did not know which road to take. So she asked some passerby for direction. First passerby, your friend's house is on the road is not on road 1. Second passerby, I did not want to live near your friend, so I moved from road 2 to road 4. The third passerby, I have taken road 2 to the beach before I have not passed any house. Before I not have passed any house. Your friend stays on road 3.
Yes, continue.
But why can't she what she can use road 3.
Okay. That is a little bit, what is it? We call this mathematical reasoning question. Okay. And it's kind of logical question. Anyway, let's read this one more time. Jane is at the road junction. Okay, that means that here Jane is walking. All of a sudden, he found himself or she found himself in a road junction. And we know that in a road junction, there are 4 exits, right? That's the first exit. Let's say that is a second exit. That's the third exit. And that is a fourth exit. Okay. Now maybe he's standing in the middle of this junction. And now here the people are passing, okay, through, by him. And it just actually meets the first passerby and asks, do you know where is my friend's house? And he says that your friend's house is not on road 1. And let's say this one is road 1 and road 2. This one is road 3 and this one is road 1. And the second passerby says that I did not want to live near your friend, so I moved from road 2 to road 4. Third passerby, I have taken road 2 to the beach before, but I have not passed by any house. Fourth passerby, your friend stays on road 3. If only one of the passerby is telling the truth, on which road does Jane's friend live? Okay, maybe if I give more time, you may think, guys, but that is also the question. Yes.
I think it's road 1 or road 3.
Yeah, you need to tell me only one answer. It is road 1 or road 3, and why?
Road Road 1 is her friend's house
Why?
because second passer B, I did not want to live near your friend, so I moved from road 2 to road 4. If he moved from road 2 to road 4, her friend, it means she lived in first road
Okay.
because 2 and 4 is near to 3 because I think it's 1.
All right. Guys, no, actually, let me just explain, all right? And this question really, you need to first understand the question well, and maybe read twice or 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and keep thinking. Maybe sometimes, you just read the problem. Even if I show you the solution, sometimes understanding even the solution, it may take some time. Okay, maybe 1 day, 2 days, sometimes it may take weeks. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing is understanding the problem and understanding the solution, how we are solving this problem. Number one. Number two is usually in solving mathematical reasoning problems, okay? And if you just make a table, it really helps you a lot. All right. So now I am going to make a table. What kind of table? Let's say we just make a table here. And all right, here we have road 1, and this one is road 2, and this one is road 3, and this one is road 1, and this one is passerby 1, passerby 2, passerby 3, and passerby 4. Because in the question it's saying that if only one of the passerby is telling the truth, right? Only one of them. That means that others are telling a lie. They are not telling the truth. Because based on this one, we need to get the conclusion here. Okay, now let's read this. After making this table, all right. Now it says that the first passerby, your friend's house is not on road 1, right? What does he imply here? That means that he's saying that it is not in road 1, okay? And he's saying that maybe he lives in road 2 or road 3 and road 4. What should we understand from this? That means that if his friend is living in road 1, it means that he is lying, right? He's not telling the truth. If his friend is living in road 2 or road 3 or road 4, that means that this guy is not lying. He is telling the truth. Okay, that X means it is lying, and the truth means there, actually, if his friend lives in row 2, 3, 4, that means that he told the truth. Now the second one. I did not want to live near your friend, so I moved from road 2 to road 4. And what does he imply here? That means that your friend was living in road 2, and that's why I moved to road 4. That means that if his friend lives in road 2, that means that he's telling the truth. Otherwise, he is lying here, right? Otherwise, he is lying. And third passerby says that I have taken road 2 to the beach before, but I have not passed by any house. That means that, but not any house means that nobody is living in there, right? He's saying that your friend does not live in road 2. And he's saying that maybe he is living in road 1 or road 3 or road 4. Okay, and the last one says that fourth passerby says that your friend stays on road 3. That means that if his friend lives in row 3, he's telling the truth. Otherwise, he is lying. Okay, he's lying. Now, if you look at these columns, Sadiq, can you tell me which column contains only one truth?
Road 1.
The first column, right? The first column. As you see here, it says only one truth. That means in this column, only one person is telling the truth. Others are lying here. In the second one, two truth teller and one is lying here. And this one is lying, but 3 people are telling the truth. But here, 2 people are lying, others are telling the truth. But here it says that only one of the passerby is telling the truth. That means that here the first column, right? P3 is only telling the truth, others are lying. That means that his friend's house is where it is in road 1.
Road 1. Yes.
Okay? Shakriya, did you understand a little bit? Fikriya?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Good. Ayhan, how about you? Did you understand?
Yes.
Good. Okay, let's move to the next question. That's very easy question. And with the similar examples, okay. We have one hiding girl here. Her name is Yasmin. And it just actually joins, and after that, she has rest. Yasmin, what are you doing right now? Drawing or watching something or playing a game, or what are you doing?
No, I'm staring at the screen.
You are staring at the screen. That's the best answer. Can you stare at the screen and read the problem? Question.
Sure. The diagram shows a rectangle being divided into 3 smaller rectangles and a square. If the perimeter of the unshaded rectangle is 48 centimeters and the area of the square is 36 centimeters, find the total area of the shaded rectangles.
Very easy question, guys. You have 2 minutes, okay? Let's see if we can solve this question correctly. Sadiq, are you solving?
Yes, I'm trying.
How are you solving? Can you tell me? Did you label the size of this rectangle?
What?
I mean, did you label the size of the rectangle and solve it? Like, for example, we are talking about, it says that if the perimeter of the unshaded rectangle is 48, right? And we are talking about this unshaded rectangle. And we don't know its length and width. Let's say it is width, it is A, it is length, it is B. And it says that if the area of the square is 36. What is the square? We are talking about this square, right? All sides are equal. So if the area is 36, that means that the side length of the square must be 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. So that is 6, and also this is 6, right? So now from here, that means that this side is A, this one is 6, and this side is B, and this side is 6. What is the question? Find the total area of the shaded rectangles. Now from here, what is given? Here, the perimeter of the unshaded rectangle. And how do you find the perimeter? It is 2 times length plus width. What is it? Is width and length. It is A and B. So that's equal to A plus B. And that's equal to 48, but 48 I can write it as 2 times 24. If you divide both sides by 2, now I can get the value of the sum of A and B. That's equal to 24. The first step. Now let's say the shaded regions, okay, the first part is, let's say this one is A1 and this one is A2. So what is the shaded region? That's equal to capital A1 plus capital A2. Sadiq, what is the area of this capital A1, the first part? What is it?
Can I say
Yes,
6 by B?
6 times B. And how about A2?
6 by A.
6 times A. As you see here, 6 is a common factor. I can take this out and B plus A, right? And what is B plus A we have found here, right? That's equal to 24. So instead of B plus A, I can substitute here 24, which is equal to 120, 24, 144 cm squared. So dot, 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 the area of the shaded region is 144 cm squared. Okay?
Okay.
All right, guys, let's
Okay.
move to the next question. Fikriya, read the question.
Okay. What are the dimensions of the cuboid that is made from 2015 1 centimeter cubes if all the sides of cuboid are longer than 1 centimeter?
Okay. What are the dimensions of the cuboid that is made from 2015 1 centimeter cubes if all the sides of the cuboid are longer than 1 centimeter? Okay, that means that here we have small cubes, right? And one side length of this cube is, what is it? Is equal to 1. That is 1, and that is 1, that's 1. And we have a lot. How many? We have 2015. And like bricks, right? We are going to make some kind of tower, whatever it is. So we are going to make a big cuboid here, right? And a big cuboid. Okay, that's our cuboids. All right. Okay. So this one is length. Let's say this width, and this one is height. Okay. The question is if all the sides of the cuboid are longer than 1 centimeter, right? And what are the dimensions of the cuboid? Dimensions means what is the length and width and height. Okay, let me ask you one question, Fikriya, for you. What can you tell me about length, width, and age? If I say that they are whole numbers, they must be whole numbers. Do you agree with me? And if yes, why? If not, why?
So, mm,
Are they whole numbers?
that
Length?
cuboid has this cuboid have same size.
No, no, no. The cuboids. What do you mean the same size?
Like for example, 2, 2, 2. Like length is 2, width is 2, and height is also 2.
No, 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 no. It's cuboid, right? If it is cube, all sides are equal. Cube. But cuboid, it doesn't have to. Okay, so length and width and height, they don't have to be equal to each other. But if
Yes.
all are equal to each other, then we give it more special name. So that is cube. We just call this cube. But cuboid usually is a bit longer, like a box, right? Box shapes are cuboids. Okay?
Okay.
Anyway, girls, actually the idea here is since we are using this kind of blocks, okay, that means that how many did I use for the length and how many for width, how many for height. That means that length, width, and age, they are whole numbers, which means that then we know that since I have used 2015 such blocks, and what is the volume of this one? Volume is equal to 1 times 1 times 1. That's equal to 1 centimeter cube. And how about the volume of this cuboid? The volume of the cuboid is volume is equal to length times width times height. So that volume actually must be equal to 2015, right? So that means that we have used 2015 such blocks and the volume of each block is 1 centimeter. That means that this capital V should be expressed as a product of 3 whole numbers. And if you do so, for example, 2015, and we know that it's divisible by 5, divide by 5, that is 403. And also it's divisible by 13. If you divide by 13, it is 3 and 31. divided by 31 is equal to 1. So the volume, I can write it as 5 times 13 times 31. And that's why it says that here each side is longer than 1 centimeter. The only way to write this 2015 as a product of three whole numbers is it is 5, 13, 31, because all of these numbers are prime numbers. So I just write. So dimensions of the cuboid, dimensions are, what is it? It is 5 centimeters and 13 centimeters and 31 centimeters. These are the answers. Okay. Any questions?
Okay.
No, thank you.
All right, let's move to the next question. Very easy question. Sadiq, can you read the question?
A number gives a remainder of 3 when divided by 10. Another number gives a remainder of 4 when divided by 10. The sum of these two numbers is multiplied by 6 to give the third number. What is the remainder when the third number is divided by 10?
Very easy question, guys. You have some time, let's say 1.5 minutes. Think and tell me the answer. If possible, write your answer to the chat box. Ali Nazlı, you can solve this problem. Very easy question.
A number gives remainder of 3 when
No,
divided
Nazlı, I
by
said solve it. Nazlı, solve it and tell me your answer.
Okay. Uh,
Mr. Kazım,
Yes.
2 is remainder.
2.
2.
2? You mean the answer
Yeah.
is 2?
Yes, 2.
Yeah, it's very easy question, right?
Yes.
A number gives a remainder of 3 when divided by 10. What number is it? Let's say the first number is, like, for example, 13, right? If you divide 13 by 10, remainder is 3. And another number gives a remainder of 4 when divided by 10. For example, the second number is, it is 14. The sum of these two numbers, that means A plus B, that's equal to 27. That's the first step. The second step, and multiplied by 6. So 6 times 27, that's equal to 120, 40, 162, which means that that's equal to 16 times 10 plus 10. Actually, I need to write here 10 times 16 plus 10. That means that when you divide, multiply the sum by 6 and divide by 10, the remainder will be 2. So that is 2. All right.
Mr. Kasim,
Yes.
I did another way.
How?
I just plus 3 and 4 make 7. 7 multiplied by 6, 42. 42 divided by 10, it's like 10, and the remainder is 2.
Very good. That's also a faster way. I just give an example, but the faster way is because even 3, right? That means that 0 times 10 plus 3, that is a remainder. Very good. That's also fastest way. Okay, let's move to the next question. Ayhan, can you read this question?
yes. Find the 2000
15.
15th term of the following sequence: 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4.
Okay. Guys, if I give you time, maybe you can solve this, but as you know, the last 5 questions, they're a little bit hard questions, but 22 was easy. Okay, so we are going to solve this together. Okay, and after that I will finish the class. 24 and the 25, okay, maybe we'll discuss them next time. You're also tired. I think also I'm tired. So what is the question here? As you see here, first, to answer this kind of question, first we should try to find a pattern. Is there any pattern here? As you see here, 1 is written once, twice is written twice, 3 is written 3 times, and 4 is 4 times, and it just continues here, right? So if you just continue, for example, I write 5 times, 6 times, right? Here, this one is the first term, second term, third term, fourth, fifth, sixth, and blah, blah, blah. And the question is, what is 2015's term of this sequence? Okay. And suppose that if I just continue writing this, I need to make some guess. For example, let's say here, if we have 60 here, or let's say 60 and the 60, right? And 60 is written how many times? 60 is written 60 times. And how many numbers or how many terms are there here? How do you find this? To find this one, actually, one is one time, two is two times, three is three times, right? So one is one, and two, we have two digits, and three digits. Just I need to add these numbers until 60. And what is it? It's just the sum of 60 natural numbers. If you remember the formula, what is it? It is n times n plus 1 over 2. So that's equal to 60 times, next number is 61 over 2, which is equal to 30 times 61. And here we have 0, right? 3 times 1, it is 3. 3 times 6, 108. But it is missing. Here we have 2015. It doesn't work. And how about if I just write, for example, let's say until 63, for example. Okay, like 62, for example. 63, let's say. 63, 63. And 63 is written how many times? 63 times. So at the time, how many digits will be here? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus until 63. That's equal to 63 times 64 over 2, which is equal to 64 is divided by 2. That is 32 times 63. And what is 62 times, sorry, 32 times 63, that's equal to 2016. Actually, here we have 2015. That means if you just keep writing here 1 and 2 and 2, here we have 3 and 3 and 3 dot dot, and here we have 63, 63 dot dot, and here we have 63 and 63, and after the 64 continues, right? Continues here. But here, as you see here, if you just count this, right, how many digits do we have here until here? We have we have 2016. So one before this one, what is this digit? This one is 2015's digit. I mean the term. So dot dot dot, then 2015th term of this sequence will be, or is, what is it? It is 63. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, keep practicing. If you need questions, just let me know. All right, if you really want to practice. Fikriya, I think I have already added. Also, I share the papers. Maybe I'll share new papers again if you need it. Okay. Have a nice weekend, guys. See you next week. Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.